Hey guys, thank you for joining me today on Instinctive Addiction Archery. I've got one today by request. As we promised, we had, probably 3 weeks ago, we had a request for a video. A guy chimed in, he messaged us actually twice and said, would you guys please do a video dealing with the all dreaded worst enemy of every archer that there probably ever could be and probably is, and it's called target panic. That's right, target panic. Okay guys, I know there are tons and tons and tons of opinions out there, and there's all kind of stuff on target panic. Believe me, it is. So when we were asked to do one, you know, I thought, okay, all I can do is try to explain how I personally overcome it, and how my son and my dad and all my friends that shoot and everybody in our circle, because yes, everybody has dealt with it at one point in time. Okay, so now, first off, target panic by definition is blowing your shot right at the very second of release. I don't know any other way to describe it other than you're throwing your shot away, you're doing something wrong, you're panicking right when you need to execute the shot. Okay, now guys, I've been kind of drilled a few times about, you know, Jeff, why do you more or less snap shoot? Why don't you hold very long? You know, well, I don't have to. Guys, I don't have to. I can, but I don't have to. Now, there's times that I may hold 4 or 5 seconds if I just feel like it for whatever reason, but most of the time, I'm focused on what I want to hit. I'm looking at it. I draw. I come to my anchor. I let it go. I don't hold all day. And personally, that really helps me with this target panic issue, because I personally don't have to deal with it like some people do. Now, I will tell you from my experience, I have shot IBO Worlds, I've shot tournaments all over the country, and shot with lots of different shooters, lots of different styles. And I would say that the worst problem with target panic is related to gap shooters, because of the holding time to acquire that point on, and acquire that reference point, okay, which does take a little bit of time. It's more critical than in gap shooting than it is in an instinctive shooting. Yes, it is. So as an instinctive shooter, I have dealt with it. I really have, and the main reason that I did is because it was a mental block. Okay, first of all, guys, you have to clear your mind. If you have developed you a shot process, and guys, if you go back and watch all the videos we've put out on the shot process, it's very, very simple. It's what works for you, not what works for me, but what works for you. Okay, whether you shoot a longbow, like I'm shooting a longbow today. This is actually one that I just built and finished. This is one of the new C2 longbows, a 49-pound C2 double carbon bow that I actually just finished this week. I absolutely love it. To me, there's nothing like it. Very, very fine bow. Okay, but whether you shoot longbow or whether you shoot recurve of any kind, it does not matter. Dealing with target panic is mental. It's mental. So, all right, you say, Jeff, well, how do you overcome it? All right, guys, I'm going to try to demonstrate to you today how I overcome target panic and how most people that I know have successfully done this. Because target panic, that little demon, is no more than something in your head that blocks your shot process from being executed right. Okay, so when you execute the shot correctly, that's not an issue. Now, I have a very close relative that I was working with actually this last week. And he had a terrible, terrible case of it. Okay, he shoots instinctive. So it's not only for gap shooters. He had a really bad case. Okay, and what was happening with him is he had moved from shooting compound to shooting traditional, and had an issue with more or less at full draw, instead of acquiring the level that he wanted to shoot, basically, he was more or less coming down and coming up, kind of notching the bow up to get it in range and then letting go, and typically shooting a high. Most of the time he was shooting high. So the way that we fixed that for him was we taught him, grab an arrow, we taught him to simply look at your target. Whatever it is you want to shoot, look at your target. Focus on that target. And if I were looking at the alignment right now of my arrow, my fist, my sight window, I'm really looking at the target, but if I just happen to glance at the bow here, well, of course, I notice, I know it's right there where it needs to be. It's not down here. It's not coming up and coming down. There's none of that going on, okay? So when I got him to line up with the target, and I said, okay, line up with your target. Don't overgrip the bow, but just get it where it feels good. Come back to a smooth draw to your anchor. Let the back tension work. Let the shoulder blades come together while you're focused on the spot, and execute. And don't move. Don't move anything. And it worked. Worked like a charm for him. He had literally 1,000% improvement. Okay. So if you're dealing with shot panic, my initial thought is you're trying to hold too long and do too many things and allowing too many thoughts to come into your mind. That's why, like I put a video out, I was shooting at night, doing what I call process maintenance, okay? Guys, you got to maintain your process, whatever it is. When you figure out whatever it is that you do that is very, very accurate and consistent and it works, you have to maintain it. You got to do it and do it and do it and get it to where it's second nature, to where, especially in a hunting situation, you're not thinking about anything. You are executing that shot, okay? So when I shoot, target panic never comes into my mind because, number one, I'm focused, I'm coming to draw, and I never take my eyes off what I want to shoot. And when I release, it's done. There's no time for target panic for me. So I may not be of a lot of help, guys, when it comes to that because I don't hold all day long, but maybe that's the answer. Maybe against what everybody tells you, maybe you don't need to try to hold 5 or 10 seconds and acquire your target. Now, if you can and your bow pounds are good and you can do it steady and you can get that perfect release, absolutely. But let's just say, what if that target panic starts creeping in on you? What if you shoot several good days and then all of a sudden you go out one day and you just can't hold it together? You blow it. You just cannot shoot. If that comes in, start from scratch and start thinking about what you want to hit, not how you're going to hit it. Sounds crazy, doesn't it? But it's true. Don't think about the process. Let the process happen. Think about what you want to shoot. In an emergency situation, I say this: if you have a traditional bow in your hand, recurve, longbow, whatever the case may be, you got a traditional bow in your hand and you're in a hunting situation, a deer, a hog, or whatever runs up at 10 yards point blank out of nowhere, just full bore running, and stops, and you got a split second to shoot it. Are you going to think about a shot process? No. Are you going to think about how you grip the bow? Are you going to think about your fingers? Are you going to think about your back tension, about your elbow, about your double anchor point? Are you going to think about any of that stuff? Absolutely not. You're going to look at what you want to hit and you're going to shoot it. Done deal. That's what you have to do. So, like, I'll demonstrate here, just show you kind of what I mean by this. Even with a longbow, I don't take a lot of time to think about the shot. I'm just looking at what I want to hit, and I shoot it. It's that simple. There's nothing else to it, guys. I don't know why it's such a problem for so many people, but now if I were to hold, and I'll do that because I easily can. Come here, Oak. Dog's getting in the way. I don't want to shoot my dog. Sure I wouldn't, but move out of the way. if I draw and I want to hold for a little bit longer, I still can, but there comes a point to where if I'm at full draw and I'm holding, I'm gonna start moving, guys. I'm gonna move. Something's gonna move. And if my mind starts thinking about the process, that's where target panic can come in. But if I never take my focus off the target, it just doesn't have time. Guys, it just does not have time to happen. Okay, come here, boy. I don't know why he always does this every time we try to shoot a video. He just wants to move around the targets and all that stuff. Come here. I'll go ahead and shoot this one here. There we go. Okay, watch me shoot the deer target. I'll hold just a little bit longer here to show you. All right. That was, just a second or two. That's about how I normally shoot. Because I have a mental trigger. Guys, I have a mental trigger that tells me when it's right. That's part of the process I developed from shooting literally thousands and thousands of arrows. Honest to goodness, it did. So, if I go past that, if I draw and acquire my anchor, and I'm focused on my spot, and I go past that just for the sake of holding the bow back for absolutely nothing, then I am subject to make a mistake that I don't need to make. That's my point, guys. Don't try to overdo it. Don't try to hold the bow too long. Don't think about anything but what you want to hit. Let that be that. So guys, I hope this has helped a little bit in this issue and fellas that sent us the message. I just pray that it's been some help to you. I don't know what your shooting style is. I don't know if you're instinctive or gap or what type of bow you shoot or anything. Please let me know if you will. But I pray that this has helped you. There again, this was by request, and I know that a lot of people deal with this, and it's a monster. It's a monster for a lot of people. It makes people quit. It makes them absolutely quit shooting traditional because it gets in their head, okay, and they lose confidence. Guys, confidence is what it's all about. You have to be confident with your equipment, okay? Number one, get a bow that fits you. I don't care if it's like a custom bow like we build or if it's one you buy, an ILF bow. It makes no difference to me what it is. Just make sure that you get a bow that is very, very comfortable for you, that you can hold and acquire your target and execute a good clean shot. That's what matters, guys, and then it's fun. So I hope this has helped you. Thank you as always. God bless you. Thank you for joining us on Instinctive Addiction Archery. We look forward to bringing you many, many more videos. We've got some really good stuff coming up, guys, I promise, and it is less than 1 month till hunting season for us, and it is going to be time to hit the woods. And as a matter of fact, I cannot wait to get my opportunity to stick one with this bow that I just built with my own 2 hands, guys. I love it. I love it. I love it. Hopefully that'll be a help to you. If there's anything we can do for you, please message us. We will be more than glad to help. As always, have a blessed day, and thanks for joining us on Instinctive Addiction Archery. Have a good one.